Hi, everyone. Welcome to the last SearchNav support iteration release meeting for fiscal year 24, and also the last one because we're going to change the org structure next iteration. But this is for Thursday, February 8th, and I'll pass it over to Carrie to start with.
Yeah, for the first half of this iteration, I worked with Miracle to get the CI demos out, so just reviewing a lot of MRs. And then I worked on getting the AI demo in Navadic with Miracle as well. Miracle can share that. And then also working on a version of the Path Factory migration to the CMS. So working on a draft of that. And what else? And also supporting Megan on the jobs on the jobs page. And Megan can share what she's been working on for that. So I'll pass it off to Megan.
Yeah, thanks. In this iteration, some carryover. So first off with the microsite migration to Contentful. I had started kind of working on the page building blocks for that, and then we just kind of felt it was more efficient going forward if Carrie and Lauren from marketing ops kind of worked together to actually like get feelers on what is needed. So some of that work I did will definitely be usable when our direction is kind of more clear there. Um, Another piece of carryover from last iteration was the all jobs page. So that's live now. So I got that deployed to production. I removed the old redirect that was directing people to like the greenhouse landing page. Um, Updated links to go back to that. And then I recorded like a video. I made some documentation for the talent acquisition team to show them how to use the page, edit stuff, all the kind of weird caveats with it. So that took a bit of time. I made a function for what started for Japanese captions on Vimeo videos. So the initial ask was if someone goes to a Japanese page and there is a Vimeo video, usually the audio is in English, we want to show Japanese subtitles or captions by default. So I did that, but I just made it work for every language if those captions are available, and if not, they show English. I already made an iteration to that, and that kind of came up where why don't we just show subtitles by default, even if it's English? So now that works. It's a pretty exciting one. As Carrie mentioned, we're looking into the jobs landing page. So last iteration was the job listings. This is the job landing page. I don't have anything to show for that because it's not done, but I expect it should be going out in a few days or so. But it's a big refresh. No more purple old branding and stuff. So stoked for that. I think next is Tiemi.
Yes, thank you. So this iteration, the technology partners template was finally released. There was lots of work because that was our first time migrating to Contentful, an actual template, not a specific page. So yeah, it was not easy, but we made it, and me and Megan, we could merge it within 20 minutes and everything worked. So that was a big victory for us. And also I came back to a small business page. I already finished the template and the German content, so I only need to finish today the French and Japanese page, but it's the content actually on Contentful, but it's going to be ready today, and we are going to merge it maybe in the next days, maybe today, who knows. Yeah, that's it for me. I think next is Miracle.
Good morning, everybody. This iteration was all about demos for me. So for the first half, I was releasing our CI demo on our targeted solutions pages. So for continuous integration, it got the demo component that I showed last time. You can go full screen, which is my favorite feature. The nice button. And then during that release, there were a couple bugs I fixed on our solutions templates, one of them being our solutions headers. Originally, we weren't able to put Vimeo videos here without it breaking our solutions headers styling. fixed that during the release. And then there was also a pluralizer component that was breaking in our solutions industry template that I fixed during this release. The rest of my iteration was all about this AI demo. It's still being built in the Vatic. So it's not quite ready for it to be released, but I can show you what it kind of looks like now, at least with one of the steps. So you see some code here. We're replacing an if with a while statement, and then it features GitLab Duo actually writing the code for you. And that's pretty much how this demo is being run for the next 3 steps. You're going to be seeing code suggesting. And once that's all done in the Vatics, I'll be able to add it to Contentful and then put it on the rest of the pages that we want to feature this demo. I also worked with the translation team. It looks like we didn't have translations for the submission text for any of our forms. So I'm in the process of replacing that. It's a bit of a search and destroy because we do have a lot of forms and they're both in BE and in Contentful. So that one's going to take me a little while and I'll probably have to finish it up next iteration. And I think that's it for me. I'll pass it to Javi.
Thanks, Miracle. For this iteration, I worked with essentially two big tasks. One was essentially LQA for Japanese pricing page and other pages. That was an interesting one in terms of essentially a lot of the translations that Noriko, who's within GitLab, was doing was getting reverted due to the manual YAML files getting moved around and stuff. I wrote a comment in pricing migration that kind of like essentially summarizes that effort. I also had a sync with her to show her how to use some of the GitLab features that helps us through that process of LQAing, because I'm changing YAML content. I want her to make updates and I don't want her to struggle to make those updates. So just trying to give her more tools to do that that best works to her workflow. So yeah, there's that effort. I have an MR that's open and I have suggestions that she gave to me that I will action. The thing that's weird about her situation is that she's a contractor that works 3 days a week. So that kind of slows us down a fair amount. Her translations, from what I've seen, are, I mean, quote unquote, better. I can't speak Japanese, so I can't validate that the translations are better, but that's what we have going on with that. The other issue that I worked on that's has more to show. I mean, to show is an interesting one, but I got the DevSecOps page spun up and I got the L10 content figured out for this. So that means like all this stuff is now in Contentful, all the languages work. I was trying to see if I could get the content type, but yeah, it's all wired up. This was a weird one because so there was a service that was written, but then there was a YAML file that existed in buyer experience. And so I had to figure out what the source of truth was. And it kind of was weird because the YAML file, like the live version was the YAML file, but there was service written and also an entry in Contentful. So that was a little messy because I kind of didn't know what was going on for a sec, but then figured everything out, wrote the code, made everything work. We're good now. Mateo reviewed this. This is solid. And so we're going to release this whenever this is over. That's it for me. I don't know who is next because, of course, when you do this, you lose track.
It's me.
All right, let's go, Lauren. Bring us home.
Yeah, smash that release button. No releases on Fridays, so yeah, get it out. Great job, team. I'll miss you. The last one for fiscal year 24. But don't worry, we'll see you in retro in a couple hours and on Monday. So with that,